Welcome to the deep dive. Our mission is, well, pretty simple. Give you the crucial insights on a topic. No jargon overload, no endless
Right.
details.
You're here to learn, maybe get those aha moments, and walk away feeling, genuinely clued in.
Exactly. And today, we're diving into something pretty exciting. It's where AI meets creativity.
Specifically, how AI agents might just change the game for brainstorming and generating ideas.
Using a process called design sprints.
That's the one. We've been looking at this really interesting document, basically a product requirement doc, or PRD,
Okay.
for something they're calling a design sprint AI agent. Think of it like uh, a smart digital helper.
A helper designed to run those intense problem-solving sessions, those design sprints.
Precisely. Lead them, participate in them. It's quite ambitious.
Okay, design sprint? It can sound a bit like, corporate speak. Let's quickly unpack that in simple terms.
Sure. So imagine you've got a big challenge,
Yeah.
right? Maybe a new app feature or a better customer onboarding process.
Nothing tricky.
A design sprint is this focused process, usually like 5 days. A team goes really fast from understanding the problem
Uh-huh.
to sketching ideas,
Mm.
building a quick prototype, and even testing it with actual users. It's all about speed, getting feedback fast.
Got it. Super intense, probably lots of sticky notes, lots of coffee involved usually.
Definitely. So the core idea here is to have an AI agent step into that process to actually, well, run the sprint.
Wow, okay, that's a big step.
It is. And this PRD, it outlines a system where you give it a topic, a problem,
Mm-hmm.
and the AI agent could sort of autonomously go through all 5 stages,
Mm.
you know, understand, define, ideate, prototype, and even plan the test stage.
All five, autonomously.
That's the plan. And what's really interesting that you talk about you, the user, seeing what it's doing in real time
Huh.
through something called the streaming UI.
A streaming UI. So, like, you're watching the AI, I think, as it works.
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah.
The document says the outputs from each stage are shared live. Imagine like a checklist of the sprint stages, and they light up as the AI finishes them. You might see summaries of the problem definition popping up or early ideas appearing on your screen.
That's fascinating. What's making this tick? What's the tech?
Well, under the hood, they mention using LangChain and LangGraph. Think of those as the AI's project managers.
Organizing everything.
Yeah, orchestrating the different AI tasks, making sure it all flows. They're also looking at maybe running it locally on your own machine,
Locally. How?
using something called Ollama and different sizes of an AI model called Gemma 3. So yeah, potentially not just cloud-based.
Okay, interesting. So it's not just some black box somewhere else. There could be a local component.
Could be. And it gets even more interesting. They're also talking about letting the AI pull in outside information.
Like research papers or something.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Using document embedding tools from Hugging Face and Filey's are mentioned.
Yeah.
It's like the AI doesn't just store files, it breaks down the ideas in them and stores them based on similarity. So it can quickly find related concepts, connect dots from different documents you feed it.
That sounds powerful.
Plus, it's being built for multiple languages initially, Korean and English,
Mm.
and it can use the internet, search tools like DuckDuckGo or SirPoppyEye to, get more context.
All right, I'm definitely intrigued. But
Right.
why? Why build this? What's the main goal?
The PRD lays out a few key objectives. First, the big one. Enable AI to actually lead a whole design sprint from just a simple user request. Type in your challenge, AI takes the first run.
Okay, efficiency, speed.
Yes. But second, and this seems really crucial, they stress a human-in-the-loop approach.
Meaning?
Meaning you, the user, can jump in at each stage, give feedback, provide guidance, make sure the AI is, on the right track.
Ah, so it's not operating in a vacuum. You're still steering.
Exactly. It's
Okay.
collaboration.
Yeah.
You're not just handing over control, you shape the outcome. That's vital if you want those real aha moments where the AI actually helps in a way that fits your needs.
That makes a lot of sense. You want the power, but directed power.
Precisely. And that streaming UI we mentioned, that real-time feedback is key for keeping you engaged, understanding the AI's process and making that collaboration work.
Right.
And finally, they mention building it with a modular architecture, like building blocks.
So it can grow later.
Yeah, easier to add things like handling images or voice input, more languages, that kind of thing. Future-proofing it, sort of.
Okay, so who's this really for? Who gets the most out of an AI design sprint agent?
The document flags a few groups, startup founders, for instance. They always need to test ideas fast, right? Validate products quickly.
Definitely. Speed is everything early on.
This could seriously accelerate that. Then UX designers, They spend a lot of time actually running these workshops.
Facilitating, yeah. Wrangling people and ideas.
This AI could maybe automate some of the routine stuff,
Yeah.
free them up for more strategic thinking, the
Yeah.
bigger picture.
Okay, that makes sense.
In consultants, they could use it to quickly generate customized sprint materials for different clients. Much more efficient. Scalable.
Right, you can see the efficiency gains. Now, let's zoom in on what we really wanted to focus on, the ideas. Where could these AI agents really make a difference in a design sprint, especially for generating new, fresh concepts? That ideation phase.
Ah, yeah. This is potentially where it gets really interesting. Because the AI handles the early stages, the understand, the define, it builds up this foundational knowledge about the problem space first.
Right, it does its homework.
Exactly. So when it hits stage 3, the ideate stage
Yeah.
is primed, and it can tap into all that information it can access. The internet search, potentially those documents you fed it.
So its pool of inspiration is just vast, much bigger than a human team's immediate recall.
Potentially, yes. Much wider scope. It's not just relying on the experiences in the room.
So it's not just regurgitating stuff. Could it genuinely find novel connections, unexpected ideas?
That's the hope. That's the potential they're exploring. Because it can analyze data, find patterns maybe humans wouldn't spot immediately, it might surface these non-obvious links, suggest angles that wouldn't come up in a typical brainstorm.
Okay, that's exciting.
But again, that human-in-the-loop part is critical here.
Yeah.
The AI might generate a wide, maybe messy set of initial ideas. Then you, with your human expertise, your context, you step in. You filter, refine, build on those AI suggestions. It becomes a collaborative ideation process.
So AI throws things at the wall. You help decide what sticks and why.
Kind of. It could lead to richer, maybe more innovative outcomes than either human or AI alone. And this prototype, its core experiment, is really testing that specific power. AI-driven ideation within that structured design sprint framework.
Got it. So what features in this plan specifically enable that ideation boost?
Well, the foundational one is FR2.
Yeah,
Right? Just the ability for the AI to get to the ideation stage automatically.
Right.
But for generating new stuff, FR5 Athos. Using search tools, that's vital. That's how it pulls in diverse info from the web.
Fuel for the fire.
Exactly. And if you have specific internal data, research, FR7, DB, that lets the AI weave insights from your own documents into the mix, bringing in specialized knowledge.
So it really can do deep homework on the topic before brainstorming? Okay, but experiments have limits. What are the boundaries here? What's not in this first version?
Good question. The PRD is clear on in-scope and out-of-scope. In-scope is the core proof of concept, automating the 5 stages, the user feedback loop, running it locally, the streaming UI, search, optional document embedding. That's the focus.
And out of scope.
Things like optimizing it for specific local GPUs, handling image or voice inputs right now, or turning it into a full online SaaS platform immediately.
Right. Focus on the core experiment first.
Exactly. Test that fundamental AI-driven sprint process, especially its contribution to ideation.
Makes sense. And how do they know if it's actually working well? How are they measuring success?
They've got specific success metrics, KPIs. 2 key ones mentioned are key, the stage completion rate. Basically, does the AI reliably get through each phase?
Okay. Basic reliability.
And maybe more importantly, yage gone janja. That's the accuracy of reflection after user intervention.
How well it listens.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
How well does it actually incorporate the feedback you give it? That's crucial for the collaboration part to actually work.
Yeah, absolutely. It needs to be adaptive. So looking ahead, what's the bigger vision? Where could this go?
The BEA, the future work section, hints at some cool possibilities. Multimodal inputs, maybe prompting with images or voice.
Interesting.
Cloud deployment, obviously, for easier access. Features for teams to collaborate with the AI together.
Multiple users interacting with the AI sprint.
Potentially. And even maybe a plugin marketplace. Developers could build custom AI agents for specific niches.
Wow, okay. That paints a picture of these becoming much more integrated tools down the line.
It seems like it. More versatile, fitting into lots of different workflows.
So let's wrap this up. This deep dive into the PRD, it really shows a compelling vision, doesn't it? How AI agents could seriously amp up the idea generation part of design sprints.
Yeah, by automating steps, bringing in way more information, and working alongside human experts. It feels like he could unlock new ways to solve problems creatively.
Definitely. And for everyone listening, hopefully this gives you a clear, insightful look at a really practical, cutting-edge AI application.
Broken down, hopefully without too much headache.
Right. And maybe leaves you with a final thought. If AI becomes this kind of intelligent partner in design and innovation, how else could it change things?
Good question.
What about fields beyond design that rely on fast iteration and fresh ideas? What new possibilities open up when these agents get smarter, more accessible?
Definitely something to mull over. The ripple effects could be huge.
Indeed. Plenty of food for thought. Thanks for taking this deep dive with us.